Hey, what's up YouTube? It's ICU, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to simply and easily create a website in about 10 minutes or less, and then manage it on your iOS device from there on out, including your iPhone or iPad on iOS 10, jailbroken or not. Now, this is a question that I get asked all of the time. How do I create a website, and how do I do it easily? Also, professionally, because believe it or not, you do want a professional looking website. You don't want to create a website that looks like it was created back in the early 90s. You want something that's modern, stylized, and also dynamic based on which device you're accessing it from. You want something that essentially is deemed responsive, meaning it will look fantastic on your computer as well as on your iOS device, and it will resize dynamically. But you don't want to have to worry about all of that. I mean, you just want to worry about the content, what the core concept of your website is, and the general theme. Because believe it or not, when you go to create a website, there are so many things surrounding it, whether that's actually worrying about a domain registrar, DNS records, site optimization, including caching, CDNs, or content distribution networks. And then of course you have SEO or search engine optimization, such as meta titles, descriptions. All of that can be overwhelming in a matter of seconds, especially if you go with a content management system that simply doesn't take all of that into account and isn't an all-in-one solution. So I'm going to show you guys a really awesome platform today called Wix. For those of you who haven't heard of Wix, essentially they allow you to easily create a website that is both professional and usable in a matter of minutes. So here's the website that I was able to whip up, like I said, in about 10 minutes. You can see it looks absolutely fantastic. We have full customization here. I didn't actually go through these last few images and edit it, but I'm going to show you guys how to do that in today's video. You can see we even have a direct link to Tesla here from that Tesla image. So some really great and customizable options are included when you do build a Wix website. And the reason why I'm choosing Wix is because they manage all of what I just said previously, but here's the catch, they do it seamlessly. You don't even know that they're doing it. That's exactly what you want. You don't want to have to deal with all of that yourself, and you probably don't want to have to pay someone to do it either. You can do all of this for free. In fact, you can get a better website than what I actually whipped up here in a matter of minutes, completely free. And if you want to, there are some premium options as well that do improve the experience and also give you a free domain name. For those of you who don't know what a domain name is, essentially that's just like google.com. Google.com is the domain name. So you want your own custom domain, then of course you can do so just with their premium options, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But let me show you guys how to build a website with Wix, because I, for one, was incredibly surprised when I went to build it. And if I had known that it was just as easy to build a website with Wix, I would have done things much differently when I was actually creating my websites. So let me switch tabs here and show you guys what you're going to see when you go to create a website for the first time after creating an account. And creating your account is just as easy as signing in with Facebook if you want, or creating a brand new account with an email address. So once you've created your account, you're essentially going to be brought to this screen. It's going to ask you what type of website do you want to create. Now there are a ton of different general options which pretty much cover everything that you'd want to create. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to go with designer, but if you wanted to, you could go with blog, business, food and restaurants, really any of these. And if none of them suit your specific website needs, you would just select other, and then it's going to ask you some additional questions. So for this video, we're going to select designer, and here's the catch. We want to create a website with ADI. This is what Wix deems their artificial design intelligence. So essentially, you're going to be letting the website design itself. That's pretty amazing. Think artificial intelligence for web design. Now, at the next step, it asks you, what do you want to create a website for? You can type in anything really, and there are some more finer categories beyond what we saw at the main screen, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to go with graphic designer, and then we're just going to click on graphic designer again because it does ask you to get more specific. And then it's going to ask you, what is the main purpose of your website, or what features do you want on your website? So for this video, I'm just going to select that we want to get subscribers. We're going to click on next, and it's going to bring you to another screen asking you what the name of your business is. Now I'm just going to go with I Crack Your iDevice, the name of my YouTube channel. We're going to click click on next, and then it's going to ask you where your business is located. If you don't feel like sharing an address or you simply don't have one that is the main front of your business, you can go ahead and click skip, and it will just proceed on to the next page where you can do things such as adding a logo, adding social media, email, address, phone, fax, etc. if you are a local business, for instance. But we're not, we're just going to go to add logo. So I'm just going to navigate to the specific folder where I already have my logo predefined. You can upload any image that you want. Just note that depending on the theme of the website that it picks for you, it's probably going to appear up in the top header. Now, I'm also going to take the liberty of adding my social media networks. So I'm just going to add my Twitter, and I'm also going to just add my Facebook as well. All right, now that we have both of those addresses or URLs typed in for our social media accounts, we can go ahead and click next. And after a few seconds, it brings you to this screen, just informing you that it's going to be making the selections for you. So we're going to click on start. It's then going to kind of see which style or which general theme you want to go with for your website. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to start off with minimal, but we're going to change it. Keep in mind that you can always change it at a later point. And there we go. That's all we had to do for the basic information. Now we just click on create my homepage, and get this. This will automatically go through and add the different elements to the website. You can see this is what we would start out with right here. We have the logo up at the top. It says iCrack Your iDevice, but I'm not clicking anything right now. In fact, I'll just put my mouse outside of the browser. You can see by the little purple cursor there that it is doing all of this itself, automated. So you don't have to worry about adding any of these elements that you see it going through adding right now. And what's more, this is also in real time. So I'm just going to continue talking through this so that way you guys can fully see the process in action. It's pretty cool. And I honestly didn't know something like this existed. It makes creating a website for really anyone as easy as just filling out what I already did. And let's face it, anyone can fill out that information. So it looks like it's almost done. It's going through the quote section right now. It's then going to proceed to contact and subscribe. And then we're going to have a few different options where we can customize it, change out some of the elements, and add other ones if we wanted to. And we'll even add a blog. I'll show you that toward the end, so be sure to stick around, of course. Now it should be done momentarily. You can see here it says wait for it. And once this stage finishes, we will have the ability to actually initially preview the website before then going over some of the options to actually customize. All right, so there you go. You can see it says here it is, the first version of your homepage. So all we have to do is click on this little play button down here. And now we can actually preview it just by clicking on the play button right here next to preview your site. And it tells you to click right here up at the top, preview. So we're at the initial version of the website here. It looks pretty good already. I'm not gonna lie. It's very similar to what we had previously when I showed you guys the demo site, but we don't want to publish this just yet because this doesn't quite match what we're looking for. So we can go ahead and click the X because now it's just going to bring us back to the little tutorial here. It's asking us if we want to change the website design. So we're going to click on show me how, and it's saying that you can simply go to the top in the future, really whenever you want after you're done with the website. And then like before, it highlights where we need to go. So up at the top, we just have to click on site design, and then we have the same designs that we saw previously in addition to other designs. So we're going to go with Horizon. I like the colors and I like the layout of that. It's a very flat UI, and personally, it's something that I prefer. So we're going to click on Horizon, and it's just going to load that new theme onto our website. From there, of course, we can customize more of the individual modules themselves. So we're going to keep this one, so we can just click on keep it, and it's going to ask us to change the website colors. Personally, I like the website colors as is, but if you wanted to change them, you just go up at the top to site design and then click on customize on your selected design, and you can edit the colors to really whatever you want. But I like the colors the way they are, so we're just going to back on out of this because we're done, and we can go ahead and hit that little stop right there, and we're going to resume now. We have the ability to change website fonts. Now, I like the fonts the way they are, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to change them for you guys. Again, exactly the same as before. We go up to site design, select our design, hit customize. Then at the bottom, instead of color palette, we're going to select font set edit. Now, all of this is outlined for you, so if I am going too fast, you guys will be able to actually have something walk you through this while you're doing it. It actually highlights what you need to be on in real time. So don't worry again if I am going too fast. Now here are all of the different fonts that you can choose from, really quite a few different options, honestly. Now I'm going to go up to the top. I kind of like, let's see, this Breeze one here looks pretty good. So I'm going to select Breeze and we're going to proceed. All right, there we go. We're going to keep it and we're going to move on to the next stage, which is change the section layout. Now for section layout, if you don't like the way any of these elements look, then all you have to do is go into the section layout option and you can click on it. So for instance, if we don't like how this particular module looks, we just click on it and then we go to designs and we have several presets here, just a different look, different design, and all of them look professional and behave accordingly. So you're going to want to pick something that contrasts and complements other elements on your site. So for the sake of this tutorial, what we're going to do is just go with something very simple. Let's actually keep it at the 3 columns here, but I want them to be labeled. So we're just going to click on this and you can see that that specific design element automatically adjusts. So we're going to click on keep it there, and now we can edit section content. Keep in mind though, you're going to be able to do all of this after the fact once this tutorial is complete. Essentially what it's doing is just walking you through it and also helping you. So for the My Story here, we have the ability to just click on it and then right here, click the pencil to edit it. And we have this little side menu that gives us everything we need. So what I'm going to do is just bring over this text that I already have created right here, and we're just going to paste it into the My Story section, and we're going to change it from My Story to About Me. So you can see up at the top it says My Story, and I'm going to change it to About Me, and I don't want it underlined, so we're going to select it and then we're going to hit the underline button because of course it was already underlined. We don't want it underlined, so we just have to check it off again. And I also really don't like this, but we can go ahead and click on replace here, and there are a number of ones that it automatically picks from built into Wix's library. So if we wanted to, we could click on it to expand it and get additional options here. Now, let's see, for this video, I just want to go with something pretty simple. We're going to go with a rocket ship here, and we're going to click on apply. You can see it immediately applies right there. And we're going to click on the X and we're done with that. So we can click the stop button in the lower right. And now for the final stage, we have the option to add a new page. So this is how you're going to add pages to your website, whether it be a full-fledged blog page or something else entirely. For instance, if you want a page detailing a project you're working on, you can do that. And it gives you, again, categories over on the left. You'll notice here a theme, pretty much everything that you do to actually add or change anything inside of Wix is very consistent. So I wanted to add a blog, like I said, so I'm going to go to blog and I'm just going to pick one of them. I'm going to go with this one. I like the full-size images. That looks nice to me. So we're going to click on it and it's going to add a blog for us onto our main site. So there we go. We do have a blog page now. And once it's finished here, we're just going to complete this tutorial. So we are now done with it. We can go ahead and click this little X. Things pretty much look good in my opinion. We can go ahead and click publish, and we're actually going to connect with a customized domain. So we're going to click publish and continue here. Now there are several different options that you can go with at this stage. The most popular one by far is just the unlimited option. It is a monthly fee, but get this, it adds so much functionality to the website. It allows you to connect your own personal domain. If you already have one, at another registrar, you can see their tutorials for that, or you can use a free domain. If you select this option, they give you one and they register it for you completely free, and you don't have to worry about any of that. They also remove the Wix ads on the website, give you $300 worth of ad vouchers, Site Booster app, which is a $60 value, and a Form Builder app, which is a $48 value. So some pretty good stuff. I definitely recommend it. Now, I already have upgraded to this premium plan. I just haven't designated the website as a premium website. Now, for the purpose of this video, what we're going to do is just publish this as a free website, but I highly recommend that you guys do subscribe to one of their plans. And now here we go. You guys can see this is the final, and I say final with air quotes, site, because what I'm going to do right now really quick is edit it with you guys and show you just how simple it is to change different elements of the website. So I'm going to go back right here, and I'm just going to click don't show this time, and I'm going to click on this X right here, and now we're in the back end of Wix and we can make changes to our website, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. You won't even believe it. So what we have to do, first of all, over on the left-hand side is specify which page we want. Now, we want to just work on the home page. I'm actually just going to remove the blog. I'm only leaving it up just to show you guys that it is possible to easily add new pages and elements to your website, but we're going to work on the home page really quick. Now, I want to change this section, right? So what I'm going to do is just hit this edit content pencil over here on the left, and I want to replace this image with one that I actually have on my computer. So I'm going to click upload images, and I want to upload this background image right here. Now that it's uploaded, you can go ahead and click done and then hit apply at the bottom right hand corner, and it will immediately apply the changes to your website. It will also automatically scale and adjust the image itself. So we can go ahead and hit got it right here. It says that our website changes were automatically saved, so we don't have to worry about anything. We just hit publish when we're done with our options and when we have everything finalized. But you can see over here that we do have the ability to edit the subtitle if we want. I'm just going to remove it for now. And what I'm going to do is essentially link this button right here, this learn more, to this about me section. What I want to have happen, because this is just a portfolio style website, is that when someone goes to the website, immediately they'll have this button, they can click on it, and then it will automatically scroll down to the about me, so that way they can learn more. So you can see right here, button text is learn more. Instead, I'm going to change it to about me. So about me, and I also want to connect it to that specific element that I mentioned previously. So we're going to click on where it said link, and now we're going to click on page, and right here it says where on page we want this to go to about. So we're going to click on about and then click on done, and when we're actually live, all we have to do is just click on this button and it will immediately scroll down to about me. Pretty cool stuff, right? It's so easy to actually edit this. You guys won't even believe it. It does sound like I'm going kind of fast, but that's just because it really takes a few seconds to do what I'm doing in today's tutorial. Now I want to edit this section. I like it. I just want to add a few images, things that interest me. So like before, I just have to hit the pencil. If I wanted to change the layout a little bit, I could click on designs, or I can even remove this element entirely if I wanted to. I'm going to show you guys how to do that momentarily, but what we're going to do is just click on manage media. We want to swap out some of these pictures right here, and I'm going to actually click on add media and then images, because we just want some images for this section. We could also add videos if we were interested. I do have some that I've already uploaded, but I want additional ones here as well. So I'm going to click upload images, and I want to add a few. We can add multiple ones at a time. So I want to add these two right here, also iOS 10, and I believe that was it. So I just want to add those three. I can click on choose, and you can see here that the ability to upload files does process them in bulk. So we could select multiple just like we did right there. And when it's done, all we have to do is click on done. And then make sure you have the ones that you want to use in that section checked off. So I'm going to check off the ones that I want to add to this specific section, and there we go. I'm going to click on apply, and now it will add them. I also don't want these other ones, so I'm just going to click on delete. I don't want the stock ones. We shouldn't have to worry about that, so let's click on delete, and I'm going to also rearrange them in an order that I think will suit the website quite nicely. So let's put Think Different up at the top. We definitely want that, followed by maybe iOS 10, and then we'll add a little bit of color in there with this WWDC from 2016 graphic. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, let's add the 2017 WWDC right in front of Think Different, and we can also bump the Tesla up a little bit, and that looks pretty much good. We can also link to specific things here. So if we want this image to link to Apple's WWDC page, we could just click on where it says link after selecting the image, and then we're going to click on web address. Now for the text, we want it to say Apple's WWDC 2017. I just typed that in quickly, and we want the URL to just go to Apple's WWDC page. So we can just input that information there, click on done, and we can also click on done right here. And you can see that the changes do take effect immediately. And here's the kicker. You guys don't have to worry about resizing or image optimization whatsoever. It does all of that for you. I also told you guys that you don't have to worry about CDNs, lazy loading, none of that. Everything is fully managed by Wix, and it optimizes it itself through Wix's platform. So some pretty fantastic stuff. I'm going to click on refresh now because it should be done applying the changes that we just made to the website. You can see that it does take a second to load the image, but that's just because it's lazy loading it. Now it is stored in the cache. When we refresh and visit it a second time, it should load much quicker. There we go. And you can see we also have these images here too. Quite nice and very professional looking. And you'll also notice that this button says About Me. When we click on it, it does scroll past those images to the About Me section. That's exactly what I wanted to do, and that's a very professional vibe too. If you had something here like things that you've been working on that link to your own specific projects, which you can do just via the method that I highlighted, that's a very professional look, and you'd have to pay quite a bit to actually get a developer to implement that on a website if you were paying them to do so. I also wanted to show you guys really quick that this does link to Apple's WWDC right here at the bottom. We have that link. Instead of just being a static image, it links to things that I'm interested in. Now, I'm going to kind of touch that up in a little bit just through the same method that I showed you guys. I'm just going to add some links to some things that interest me here. And I, of course, already finished up the About Me section. I'm not interested in this one that we actually added during the initial setup. So what I want to do is essentially scroll down to it. You can see it is kind of selected here when we hover our mouse over it. I'm going to click these three little dots, and I'm going to click on delete. We're not interested in that section, so we can actually delete it just like that. And we can also add sections pretty easily as well. We just have to click on add, or really hover your mouse over add, and then click on section to page, and you can add that section back or any of the other ones that I detailed previously. Now I'm also not interested in this section either, so we can go ahead and delete that. If we wanted to add it, like I said, it's as easy as hovering over add and then section to page. Now I'm just going to finish these brief 2 sections up on my own, and I'm going to add the link down below in the description for you guys to visit so you can see how professional this Wix website looks. And one last thing I wanted to show you, like I said previously, we do have the blog up in the top. If you want to add additional pages to it, just like if you were to add an element to the home page, what you want to do is just hover over add and then click on page, and you can add things ranging from blank pages to projects, portfolios, resumes, really anything you want. And it just appears up at the top right here. And if you want to go back to the home page, of course, you just click on home. I couldn't make this tutorial any easier, guys. It's so very basic. One quick tip I wanted to give you as well, when searching for images, there is a specific way that you want to do it to ensure that you can actually use the image on your website without the fear of infringing on anyone's copyrights to that specific image. So what you want to do is just go to Google Images. Just go to Google, type in anything, go to Images, and then you're going to click on Settings followed by Advanced Search. And down below at the bottom right here where it says Usage Rights, you want to select Free to Use or Share, even commercially, especially if you want to use your website as a blog that has ads, or if you want to promote any sort of service, that even commercially part is crucial. And then just click on Advanced Search, and then any image that appears here, you'll be able to use on your website without the fear of infringing on anyone's copyrights. So that about wraps up the website portion of this tutorial. Now I'm going to quickly show you guys that you can manage it on your iOS device as well before we conclude today's video. All right, so here we are on our iOS device. Really all we need to do is download the Wix application. I'll have a link for it down below in the description as well as on your screens now via a card. And once you download Wix, you're just going to log in with the exact same account that you used to create your website, of course, and you can see here that you can fully manage it. You can see we can preview the website if we want to. We can share it. We can also add different elements where we can chat live with our site visitors, which is pretty cool. And if we go down to the bottom to blog, we can add new blog posts even and write them or compose them from our iOS devices. We can also add and manage media as well, which is fantastic. So if we go to feed at the bottom, we can scroll down essentially and tap on upload photos, and then you'll be able to choose photos from your camera roll and add them into your blog posts if you want, or to your website in general. So let's go back, and this is just a very basic way for you to manage most of the things on your website without having to worry about always having access to a computer to do so successfully. Like I said, you can go down to the blog section, fully compose different blog posts. Here's just a quick example of one. You can also edit it if you want. You can just tap on any of your blog posts that you have published, if you have blog posts published, and then you can edit them. So some pretty fantastic options here just inside of the Wix application. Like I said, you can manage the basic core functionality of it on your iOS devices. And then down below at the bottom, if we go down to the more section, like I said, you can live chat with individuals visiting your website and start a conversation with them. And you can also upload images for use on your website and manage account settings. So guys, that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about in today's video. I know it's a little bit different than usual and outside of the general topics that we cover here on the iCrack Your iDevice channel, but I did want to stray from the norm a little bit and cover things that really do interest me, and this is one of them. It's also one that I get asked quite frequently, again, how to build a website simply and professionally. If you guys liked it, just be sure to click the subscribe button below next to my channel name. If you have yet to, sign up for Wix now. It's completely free, and like I said, that demo site will also be linked below so you can see something that you can create that's pretty cool. Also, just be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter for frequent updates. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.